you. You said you were in theater.
Theater of the Oppressed.
Okay. Theater of the Oppressed. And so what do you do at Theater of Oppressed?
Theater of the Oppressed, it's a form of theater that allows the spectator to be involved in the action on stage.
Okay.
Instead of just sitting back as a passive, deactivated audience, looking at all these special beings called stars or actors
Right.
tell you your truth,
Okay.
the spectator is allowed to invade the creative space
Okay.
and become the protagonist of their own reality.
Okay.
So the audience becomes spectator who acts. It's a
Awesome.
really powerful art form that's spreading all over the world.
So you're an actor?
Yeah, everything I do is about theater.
Okay.
Everything. I'm an actor, facilitator, a stand-up comic. It's all included. In a term, we're called jokers or karingas.
Okay.
Facilitators of Theater of the Oppressed.
So I have an actor question for you. Okay, so as an actor, it's been said that New York actors are lazy and that actors that are in LA are hardworking and they are go-getters and they go out there and they do what they're supposed to do. And it said that New York actors don't show up on time, they're late, they don't know their lines, they say they're going to come, they're sometimey. What do you feel about this topic? Do you think that's true?
Once again, if you say all actors are a certain way, that's stereotyping.
Stereotyping.
That's stereotyping.
All right.
That's
now.
stereotyping. In other words, a stereotype, and I'm doing a whole series on it,
Okay.
called The Echo of Silent Racism, and it's rooted in stereotyping. A stereotype is like a solid image that it's from the printing trade, where you take the original and you etch it on metal, and then you print from that metal stereotype.
Okay.
So all the images are the same. So if you say all New York actors are that way, you're stereotyping. But it's not true.
Okay.
It's not true that all actors are this way. Now, every stereotype has a grain of truth.
Right.
You know, like the stereotype of all black people like fried chicken. Well, the truth is, some people do.
I
Some
like
black
fried
folks
chicken.
like fried chicken.
I
I
like
do
fried
too.
chicken. I'm
Can't
black.
eat it all the time because it'll kill you. But because of the cholesterol level and fat and whatnot. But there's a grain of truth to all stereotypes. There's a grain of truth to blondes are dumb. All right, some blondes are dumb, but not all blondes are dumb.
Okay.
All right, so there's a grain of truth to stereotyping. So sure, I worked with actors, right? They come to rehearsal an hour late.
Okay.
They get there like, okay, we're ready to begin. It's like, wait a minute, the rehearsal is 1 o'clock, and you're
Right.
at 2 o'clock.
Right.
Now we have to stop for you. Ain't gonna happen.
Right.
And if you're in a profession of theater or acting on film or whatever, you'll never get hired. You know, because your reputation will spread that you don't know your lines.
Right.
You're not on time.
Right.
All right. And you won't get hired. So and most of those people end up doing something else anyway because they're
Right.
not professional about it. Now I spent some time in L.A. And I believe in L.A., the actors are more obsessed about it. Only because New York is increasingly a Hollywood of its own now.
Right,
because
right.
I believe there are more productions going on here in New York than there are in L.A. right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very friendly here. There are a lot of tax write-offs and whatnot. But the actors in Hollywood, I believe, are more obsessed with it.
Okay.
But many of the actors here look at it more as a craft,
An art form.
an art form. Because
Right.
the actors, one thing I hated about living in Los Angeles was everybody and their mama was in the business. Everybody wanted to break into it. And that led to a lot of abuse, exploitation of these individuals. Whereas in New York, I believe the actors, this is just my belief, they look at it more as an art form rather than I just want to get into the business.
Okay, so last question. What advice do you have for like young up and coming actors or people that want to be in the business? What's some of your thoughts that you could share with us, or some of your words of wisdom or knowledge that you can kind of share with us or give us today? Because it seems like you're really into this, and I just want to hear that advice.
It's my life. First off, you got to know what you're doing. You got to know how to memorize lines, and you've got to know You've got to know how to present your body before an audience, all right? You've got to know how to move. You got to take care of yourself. You got to stay away from drugs and alcohol. You've got to be a well-read individual,
right?
Because being an actor, you're an artist, and it's an actor delves into the human experience. It's not about presenting images. It's about, like this lady who was dancing around us. You know, what is motivating her to do that?
Right.
She's dressed in red. She's obviously going through something in life. Maybe has a problem with drugs and alcohol. Well, why? Why?
Right.
And actors, what we need to do is observe people all the time and find, because it's about understanding the human experience. It's not about just being pretty or being hot or whatever. It's about, okay, what is this human animal? What is this? Why are we, and what is this system we're in? You know, be it capitalism or whatever. How is it affecting us as human beings? And also, if you want to be in this business, have a backup.
Have a backup.
Have a backup, because I've done workshops with actors. One guy came in my workshop, and he was good, but he said, if I don't win the Oscar, my life will be meaningless. So I always tell people who want to go into this business, first off, have a backup, because it's a crapshoot. It's like taking a couple of dice. You know, it's a crapshoot whether you're going to get your own TV show.
Right.
If the TV show is going to be picked up.
Right.
If it's going to run for a couple of years, so you can make some money and sustain yourself.
Okay.
So it's a crapshoot, you know, it's a crapshoot, so you have to have a backup.
Okay, well, we thank you so much for this interview right now.
My pleasure. Thank you for stopping me. I want to thank the brother here. What's your name again?
Dev.
Dev, thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
He's my cousin.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Jeremiah Drake, Theater of the Oppressed, uptown at the Riverside Church in the city of New York.